before we start off, just to quickly introduce ourselves, I'm Simon, Head of Games and Education at M3DS Academy. I'm joined by my colleague,
Marko Lazov. Yeah, I'm a creature artist at Mundfish right now. I've been working in the game industry for the past 5 years. I'm alumni at M3DS, and right now I'm also a mentor there. And yeah, we are collaborating together on some amazing stuff. So here's another one.
Awesome. Yeah, I know that you guys, we did a poll on the Discord, on the Rookies Discord, on what you guys want to sculpt in, and the votes were in to sculpt in an ancient god. So Marco will be doing that for the stream. To start out, you can start out directly in ZBrush, right, Marco? Just
Yes.
go through your thought process on what it's like to start a creature and a design in ZBrush, and I'll be keeping an eye on any question that you guys might have during Marco's sculpting session.
Is my screen sharing okay, guys?
Yes, I think I can see everything.
Right? Perfect. Yes. So this is the default, the blank ZBrush file, as you know, polysphere. And we're gonna start doing something. I still do not know what, but we're gonna embrace everything and work our way to something cool to fit the ancient god theme. Yeah, it's a pretty broad theme, but I like it. So yeah, I have, as you can see, like my UI on the ZBrush is pretty changed. This is my personal UI. You can get it on my ArtStation. It's free. Like you can just download it and you can have this. I did it like this because it's the most useful things are here for me, and I can be the fastest this way. So yeah, it's a pretty different from the default one, but yeah, still nothing too much. I've seen a lot of different UIs that are like completely overtaking the whole document. So yeah, I guess let's start. I have I changed only the camera field of view because I like to work on a bit lower field of view, which is kind of 18 from 15 to 20. That's the goal the goal start. So yeah, let's do something, guys.
In the meantime, I sent over, if you guys want to check out Marco's UI, I sent over a direct link to his ArtStation store. There are a couple of other cool things as well there. If you want to take a look.
Yeah, so whenever I start like sculpting creatures, like I usually have something in mind, like do I want this creature to be like really aggressive, or do I want him to be like more stoic, and do I want him to be more passive, like submissive, or like it really depends on what type of a creature I'm doing. But I generally have an idea of that once I start something, but it can change throughout the process. But it helps you like to have something in mind, you know, like not to be fully blank, just to have something like ancient god, like a theme, and that's like the keyword, and then we go. But we're gonna free flow now.
We have already a couple of questions. We have one question coming in. Have you ever sculpted in Blender?
Yes, I tried sculpting in Blender and I kind of liked it, but the only thing is that because I'm too used to ZBrush sculpting, and I'm super fast with my shortcuts and everything, and I just don't want to learn new shortcuts. That's the only thing I don't, is because I don't sculpt in Blender, not in ZBrush.
Yeah, I saw there was the newest survey, I guess, from from the rookies as well, where like Blender is coming up a little bit. I'm not even a little, a lot more on the sculpting charts. I think this year is the first time that Blender actually surpassed ZBrush in the sculpting category.
Oh,
But
wow.
I would say, I don't know if you agree with me. I would say that most professionals, if not all, when it comes to creatures and character sculpting, they still use ZBrush in their professional.
Yeah. Like till now, I have not seen anybody like working like professionally to do like stuff inside of Blender. Like it's different when it comes like to personal projects, because you have to share the file with your team, with your lead, with your riggers, or whatever. So you have to have that ZTL, and that's why like it's gonna be a problem. You can do FBX and all that, but when it comes to like high polys inside of a game, and they go up to like to 200 million, well, like those crazy numbers, like the files are just super big to export it like that. So yeah.
That's why we also kind of, as well at here at M3DS, we don't really teach Blender at the moment, even though we know that it's up and coming, definitely in the game industry. We always try to teach what's currently what we know in the industry pros use in studios, and not even in studios, even independents as well. And yeah, maybe in the future, sometimes we might
Yeah.
even circle back to teaching it.
I can see that. I can see that because Blender has a lot like really good rendering stuff, and it's really good like if you can sculpt and then like immediately just render it, and not go from one program to another, which is the thing with ZBrush. But yeah, I think that time will come for sure.
We have another question coming in. Or do you want to talk a little bit about the design you're currently? Let's
yes,
a bit on the design, and we'll circle back.
We can talk about it. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, like I use really small amount of brushes, like clay buildup, dem standard, move, standard, and that's pretty much it. Like those are, you don't need anything else. And snake hook. Those are like five to six brushes that I use like 99% of the time. And yeah, as you can see, I love Sculptress Pro, which is the feature inside of ZBrush where it allows you like to create your own geometry. And yeah, I love it because it allows you to make a sketch on the clay, and it's not like is like these folds are like the final folds, but it's just like a placeholder, so I know like what I'm doing right now, and yeah, that's so far what I'm doing, like blocking out the big shapes, focusing on like on the structure of the head more, like to make it like right now I can sense that he's some type of a alien humanoid guy, but still have to work on like properly like making the forms, the anatomy, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, let's read out a couple more questions. We have one coming in. Was there ever in your professional work a sculpture that you worked on, or for a character for a game that was rejected? How often do like characters and creatures get rejected when you're working with them?
For professional stuff.
Yep.
Well, the thing is, like with professional stuff, that thing doesn't happen because if you have like a concept artist, and most like 90% of the time you will have concept artists, and like the design is already approved and everything is approved. So the only thing that can change throughout the way is maybe the like the animation team changed their mind on the creatures, so it can be changed, like the limbs will change or something will change regarding the rig, but the overall design, it will stay the same because everybody from the team, like the art director, the lead, everybody agreed on that design. So yeah, they push that design, so it's not happening really.
Yeah. Are you using a sculpting tablet? Which you are, but I'm gonna let
Yes.
you answer that.
Yes. Right now I'm using XPad Pen, drawing tablet with the display. It's I think 24-inch tablet, but you can work with. When I was starting, I worked on the normal ones without the display, and those still work really good. I just like this one because I'm already like I've been working on this for the past 5 years, so why change it? But yeah, there is no
That's
big
one thing we
difference.
also we kind of encourage students, right? When they start out, they have this dilemma on whether to go into a big expensive screen tablet or just take whatever. There are very, very good cheap options for like
Oh
50,
yes,
100 euros or dollars, whatever it is your currency is at the moment. But I would suggest for absolute beginners to not start out with a screen tablet until
absolutely.
until you get comfortable with drawing on a tablet, with holding a pen.
Absolutely.
It's just something that's going to be easier down the line.
I agree with that absolutely.
Awesome. We have a couple more questions for now, then we're going to circle back to the design a little bit more. Do you rely on anatomy knowledge or reference when blocking out something like this?
Yes. Everybody who does creatures has to like know the anatomy of a human and the anatomy of like 50% of the anatomy of animals. Let's say like a rat. I know what a rat skull looks like. I know what a like lion's chest looks like. So those all things like add together when you're designing creature, and you can kind of like Frankenstein, like you can pinpoint and like, okay, I want this, I want that, and you're doing that. And you also have to have fun. That's the thing. Like, embrace the anatomy, but also embrace the fun. Let go of your inner child, just design.
Yep. Are you using any AI tools or plugins to help you with your sculpting workflow?
No. I do not use any AI, and
you shouldn't too.
No. I understand like that some people are using it, and the thing is, I kind of want to push myself to get to the point that AI would get me. Like I don't want the shortcuts, but like in the industry, as you know, like AI is everywhere, and concept artists are using it like really like a lot this time. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, but me personally, no.
Yeah. And there's a big difference. Usually people just kind of clump in AI as everything. There's many different variations of AI. Generative, you have other types of AI. Like someone can say that ZBrush, right, is AI.
It's AI, yeah.
In reality is not. Yeah, this is actually a nice question as well, right below it. Also, guys, no questions are dumb. Don't worry about it. This isn't a dumb question, but I'm very new to ZBrush. Does it allow to do retopology?
Yes.
It's a two-parter, so let's start out with that one first. Yeah, how would you, let's say, go about with topology in ZBrush?
Yes. So the topology they recently added with the new update a new retopo brush, which is pretty much like available for everybody with ZBrush. Was it with BT or yeah BZ? Yeah, BT. Yeah, B topology. And yeah, you just pretty much like do the topology as you do in Blender, Maya, and every other modeling software. It's pretty much the same. And I watched a couple of videos of Mike Pavlovich about it. He really explains that really good. But me personally, I do not do it inside of ZBrush because I've been doing it inside of Maya for the past like 6 years, 7 years. And yeah, I'm just used to it, and I'm faster inside of Maya.
Yeah, yeah. And for sculpts like this, I will also say most of the time, not most of the time, but a lot of the time, just having a base topology from like ZRemeasure can go a long way
Oh
before
yeah,
you need to
absolutely.
do the retopology. So you don't have to worry too much, right? At this point, right? For the topology, it's just about getting that creativity out.
Yeah, like as like if you can see on my art station, like uh a lot of the new ones, like got uh once I got two characters with topology and with everything like properly game ready, after that I really did not want to do any type of retopo for personal stuff. And that's why I've used zero mesh, decimate, and pretty much everything just to get the idea out, like the design, and do not worry about like technical stuff, because those are just is the matter of time. Like it's a matter of time to do it. Right? I want to
Yeah,
explore
exactly.
designs and not.
Also, there was a very nice tip from I'm not sure where I heard it, so don't quote me on this, but when you're doing your portfolio, this for everyone, right? When you're doing your portfolio, you can showcase, let's say, one or two characters with the full pipeline, right? You showcase the full retopology, the low poly, the baked-in textures, everything that you have to make a game-ready character. But when after that, if for the rest of the characters, you can just leave like a high poly version and just color it, and like recruiters will know that you can go through the full process. And if there's a need for you, let's say, to finish up a project, they have the confidence that you can do it. So there is no point in pushing every single project to the maximum
Yeah.
with the full pipeline.
Yep, I completely agree with that. Like
Awesome.
it's way better to train your eye on like design and like like making the textures really good and pretty much everything that is artistic, because the technical part, like you will learn it along the way.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Yeah, I mean the design. I mean, whenever I've watched Marko do this for like, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 times, maybe I'm still amazed by the speed when the characters come to life. Yeah, I mean we can talk a little bit more about the design. What's happening right now with it, because like every 5 minutes it's like a new version.
Yeah, so pretty much right now I'm just like I got the face in a okay state, and now I just want to like explore, not explore, just block out my torso and my arms, just so I have something and to play around with the design. And usually it's always happening like this. Like I have the head already settled, like the secondary stuff, the secondary details are coming in, and I kind of know what kind of like form language I should look for in the torso as well, because I want that to like go along the whole body and not just stay on the head, and then you have like a regular torso, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. Blocking the arms with the clay tube brush, which is like super awesome, super fast. Like you can do a ton of stuff with this. I can do like some weird stuff like this. Oh, this can work.
Yeah.
This can work.
Happy accidents.
Yeah, happy accidents. We're gonna see what we can do with this. The shoulders are a bit.
We have another couple of questions coming in. While sculpting characters, I frequently face difficulties maintaining proper proportions. Can you recommend any effective practices or exercises for this?
The proportions is what I said earlier. Like we have to learn the anatomy of a human, because those proportions are really what catches our eye, and that's the thing that like people will immediately know, like if it's off, or because we see humans every day, you know. And that's why I'm saying to everybody who wants to do creatures is to learn first human stuff, human anatomy, and then explore animals and so on and so on. Like you can do a lot of stuff with humans first, and then to go to the next level.
Yeah. Could you share your educational journey to understand anatomy? Many schools will have live models to draw every now. Many schools will have live models to draw now and again, so we understand shapes, but also a way to warm up. Just how did you get to your educational journey to learn anatomy? What was your like go-to?
Yeah, for the anatomy, it was pretty much like getting a lot of images from Google, and like a couple of tutorials. Like there are a lot of good tutorials like online, but I think the most, like, no tutorial can help you if you do not exercise yourself. So I was exercising a lot. Like I was taking like a sphere and just seeing what I can do by looking the photo, like looking where the muscles insert and like all those stuff with the bones. And yeah, just rinse and repeat. Like there is no secret formula to that. Like you just have to be you just have to work hard for that. Like you just have to learn through images, to books. Anatomy for Sculptors have a lot of good books, so I recommend you getting one from them, because they really explain it for us artists, like in a simple way, and not like you know, like medically with all those names and etc.
Definitely. I see that a lot of places when they teach anatomy, they kind of get stuck on all the medical terms and everything, which you don't really need. Some people might say that you need to know how every muscle is called and where every muscle is placed, which is not really true. Like you can, the main thing is obviously just proportions, right? That's one of the most important things when it comes to anatomy. Yes, having a correct anatomical model is good, but for artists, I always say the best thing that you can do is make your model look in the best possible light that you have. If it looks good, most people won't even notice if the anatomy is not correct. They will just overlook it and see. It's a great model.
Yes. The names are totally not.
I desperately need to learn ZBrush more, but it seems like the tablet is really the best route for sculpting, for sure. Yeah, I mean, you essentially cannot sculpt without the tablet. I mean, you can, yes, in practice, but when you take a look at the best character artists in the world, nobody sculpts with. I mean, even if you get the absolute best sculptor in the world, they will be able to do something cool with a mouse. Even if let's say I take away Marco's tablet and just leave him with a mouse, something good will still come out of it. So it's not really that, but having a tablet really allows you to express yourself in the way that you want. And speaking of learning ZBrush, I mean, as you guys know, Marko is doing a mentorship at M3DS as well. So if you want to learn directly with him, we'll have a couple of links at the end if you want to schedule a call or something to learn with him. But we also like teach ZBrush here. So anybody wants to learn, just hit us up. We can take care of you guys. Let's see. Does a remote 3D character artist job really work nowadays?
Yes.
You're looking at one.
I'm the one. I've been working remotely for the past 6-7 years.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see even I mean, for freelancers, it almost comes by default, right? That they kind of work remote, but
Yeah.
even when you're full time at a studio, there are a lot of studios accommodating for remote work, especially
Yes.
in game dev. I think game dev. I mean, I don't have the data to back it up, but I do feel like from our students, game dev is still the industry where most studios still hire remotely, and they allow everyone to work from every corner of the world. When it comes to 3D animation and VFX, from what I'm seeing from our students, it's a little bit different. But at any point, there's still a lot of remote work, especially for character artists to go about. Should we practice sculpting with perspective turned on? Briefly touched on this. Yeah, you briefly touched on this when you started.
Yeah. I would advise you to have it turned on, but watch it so it's not really high. Like if I work on 50, like look at how different it looks. So it really has a big difference, and every studio that I've worked for so far, everybody like has their models like to this point, like to this number, like from 15 to 20. That's the gold ratio. Other than that, like it will start to look weird, and like once you go to the low poly and the retopology, then like you understand, oh my god, I worked on like a really big focal length, and now everything has changed.
Yep. Also, our eye. I mean, I think the perspective in ZBrush by default is trying to mimic like the human eye, how we would take a look at how we would look at the character, let's say, or creature,
Yeah.
to the real world. But artistically, even if you take like from a photography standpoint, nicer pictures are always like on a higher focal length, right, on a lower field of view. So there's something in the human brain that everything looks nicer when the focal length is a little bit higher. But at the end of the day, there's limits to everything, right? Yeah, I would say as well, yeah, just don't go for orthographic unless sometimes when you do very hard surface things, you can work in orthographic mode, just because if you want to get those very nice proportions, right, everything is just symmetrical, everything is lined up correctly, then I would suggest going into an orthographic view mode. But when you're doing creatures or characters like this, you definitely need some perspective in it. How do you sculpt so fast? I mean, I don't know the answer to this, honestly.
Yeah, pretty much what I tell every student is to just sculpt.
Yeah.
That's what I did. And a lot of people are asking me like, is there some sort of like a secret to becoming this fast? And that's what I say to everybody, like, no, it's pretty much just the muscle memory, and like how much are you exercising And yeah, I sculpt every day. Like since the ZBrush on iPad came out, like I haven't been separated with ZBrush for no more than 10 hours. So yeah, I think that's the secret behind it.
Yep, yep. It's just about being consistent, right?
Yep.
You will not you will see very I mean, this still depends from student to student, right? You might see some great progress, let's say, in 1 or 2 months, but if you're persistent over the course of some time, it is inevitable that you will just become better and faster. Yeah.
Yes, that's a
What separates a hobby portfolio from a studio-ready portfolio? And what does Internet Academy look for when guiding portfolios towards pro level? Yeah, I mean, there's a big difference. I don't know, we as instructors, and also we talk with a lot of recruiters, right, at a lot of studios, so we do know what student or what studios like to see when taking a look at portfolio. There's this trained eye effect where you can just look at a portfolio and see that it is very amateur like. That's one thing that we mentioned on previously as well, that we talked. I don't know who said it, but yeah, you can have one good design, right? Focus if you don't yet have a very big project, right? We call that one the big golden project that you have, one that you spent 6 months on, where everything is perfect, the retopology is great, you have great textures, you have a great low poly, everything is presented in the correct way. It's ready for the animation team, for the rigging team. If you don't have that, focus on that first. That's what we aim to do with students. When you finish up at M3DS, you should have at least one of those projects ready. We always aim for more, right? But without having that one big project, I think even for Marko, right? I think it was the female warrior, right? That really puts you on the map.
Yeah. Before no, the bounty hunter really got me into the games. But after that, the female warrior really like pushed out my name even more out to in the industry, and got me like really cool projects to work on.
Yeah. Before we start going into the color, let's do one more thing.
Yes.
We wanted to engage you guys a little bit, so just to make this a little bit of an interactive stream. So make sure you write in the chat what kind of color scheme you would like to see this character in, because it's approaching that stage for when Marko is gonna start coloring in the character. You can type in the Google Meet directly what you guys want to see, like a blue color, a red color,
any color, guys.
Yeah, and we'll see Marko make it work.
Even pink.
Yeah, there we go, pink.
I knew it.
Of course.
I knew it.
Of course.
But yeah,
let's fill up a little bit with the colors.
Yeah, you can count it in, like see how many. Not count in, but yeah, see. Oh yeah, an awesome thing for all of you that use ZBrush, masking. Like this tab, like masking, is really useful, and I cannot say this more to everybody. So you have a lot of good stuff here. My personal favorite is the mask by cavity, which, as you can see, what it does, it masks the cavity, right? But you can get some awesome stuff, like if I click on it, I can blur it, and then I can use let's say color on it, and it creates this awesome stuff here. I can engrave it and use color on it. Wait. So as you can see, and it really looks good, and then you can just smooth it out a bit, and we have some awesome ribs. Some awesome details.
What I'm mostly seeing is we're kind of split between the gold accents, and we're split between like a bluish turquoise color. So
that can be good.
can we incorporate both a little bit?
Of
Like
course.
a golden. Let's do something like a golden and
Of
blue
course.
turquoise
I'm gonna show you first like a really nice trick to get some cool eyes going. We're gonna use the toy plastic material, which is like default. It comes with ZBrush, and I'm gonna enable mRGB to put the material on. And as you can see now, I have some shiny eyes that need coloring, and like here we can play around with the color and add some eyeshadow, which I usually do it like this. And you can see it always comes out really good. It adds depth to the eye. And I can play around with the color more, maybe add, I think yellow will be too much maybe, but we'll see. And then I go back with the black. And I can maybe add like some sort of reptilian eyes to see how that would work. Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, it's looking good. Yeah.
Eh,
Okay, so we're locked into the gold and purple color for now.
to the gold?
Yep, golden. Let's go golden. A hint of blue, some accents.
Nice. Okay, okay.
Can you talk a little bit more about materials and which material you like using when sculpting?
Yeah. So also, I thank you for reminding me. This is my own version of the basic material. So basically, is this, but the only things that I did is turn off ambient, add a bit more diffuse, and just pump out the specularity. So that's the only thing like I did, which changed this. And as you can see, I removed the mouth because I don't like it. It doesn't fit the character. And now we're gonna add a new mouth.
Yeah, I'm currently either very slow or procrastinate on the protocol because of my anxiety of wanting it to look good. Any tips on how to deal with this? Just finish the project, get it to that 80, 90%, and start a new one. The thing is, you can get stuck on trying to make something look perfect, right? By a very long time. When in fact, if you try to get that from that like 90% of the project to that 100%, it might take you even like a couple of months. I mean, of course, it depends from student to student, but let's say if it takes you a whole month to get to that point, you might do 2 different projects to get to that 90% mark, and that will be a lot more beneficial to your portfolio. You would also see that like the previous project that was your maximum would be like 90% of your previous project or the next project, and then the next one you will just get faster and faster and better. So my advice would be to not dwell too much on a single project. Try to push it out, especially when you're like learning. Once you get the base down and you know how to do things, getting better is just creating as much projects as you can. Of course, when it comes to learning as well, having good mentors is something that's very important. That they will tell you when it's time to call it in and just say, okay, it's enough for this project. We're gonna continue on the new one. I'm currently learning for video games using XGen hero cards, but I'm really struggling with the placement once the cards are exported. Any breakdowns or tutorials that explain how to organize large amounts of hero cards? Yeah, I mean, Marko, in your experience, how are you handling mostly hero cards for characters, or what's being used more currently, like hero cards, or are they switching over to like Alembic caches? What's your viewpoint at the moment?
Right now, there are still like I think the hair cards are dominating still, There are some studios that do use it, that do use like guys with curves and everything to create Olympic stuff. But like I think the majority still uses planes, and like planes are just patience, and like you have to have like a good foundation to first layer the structure and then work on the volume, like on how thick the hair would look and all that. So what I usually do is I put like, let's say I'm working on a character, I take the head, I sculpt the hair on the head, so that way I have all the volume, and then I start by layering the planes. And a really nice thing is to work, like if you work inside of Maya, like I work with the smooth preview, and that way I can see how it would look in the final resolution. And then once I have everything settled, I just like take the mesh, reduce the poly count, and you're good to go. But yeah, it's just like a lot of references to know where the root is coming from, to know how it like how it goes with the curve. And yeah, as everything, you have to have a lot of references. Like in this industry, like you have to have references pretty much for everything,
Yep, I agree.
because we are trying to replicate some sort of thing. It doesn't matter what kind of thing, but yeah, we are always replicating something.
Have you ever had any of your pieces 3D printed or made into physical figurines? There's one story that I want to say before you answer it. Yeah, the project, I'm gonna link it here on our station. This project that Marko sculpted in, we actually printed it at our academy at, I think, 2.5 meters tall. It was something like that. It was 200 and something pieces of 3D prints that had to be glued together, which was for the premiere of the new this is now the second Avatar movie. Yeah, there's a new one now as well, which I haven't still seen, which I should, but I haven't still seen the third one. But yeah, for the second one, we did print it on a massive scale. But how about any other things? Do you have any experience with sculpting for figurines or 3D printing?
Yeah, I've had some like freelance projects that I did for like collectibles. But yeah, they're more like happening rarely. But yeah, I've worked with some studios that also do like the big statues, like 2 meters, that were cast in bronze, and which is a really cool like thing that you're kind of used to see it now, like with 3D printing, and you're kind of used to see it like with the 3D print, and you're like, oh, okay, nice, it's plastic, but like if you see it in bronze, like super big, and you're like, oh my god, this is so like really good, it's gorgeous. But yeah, the workflow is pretty much the same. Not really a lot of changes. Some slight changes to like working in collectibles and working in the game industry, but not a ton.
Yeah. Yep. I have a couple more things for now. Let's see. Or was it? Yeah. What's the best hardware to run the ZBrush? I mean, the most amount of money you can spend is the best hardware. But the thing is with ZBrush, it's not really GPU intensive that much. ZBrush likes to eat up a lot of RAM, so be prepared for that, especially when you go into very high poly models like 150 to 200 million polygons, which is standard, honestly, for a lot of these characters. They can go into that much topology, but having a lot of RAM definitely makes a difference, and having a fast CPU for stuff like decimating and for z-remeshing, that helps out a lot. You don't have to have a very ripping fast GPU because I mean, Marko can answer this a little bit better as well. But as far as I know, it's mostly everything is CPU based.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you answered it correctly.
Awesome.
Pretty much the CPU is the only thing that really helps you.
Yeah. Let's see, a couple more questions that we have. Could you share some practical insights on freelancing side gigs or side gigs for 3D character artists?
Be out there. That's the only thing I can say. Like, I haven't applied to any side gigs that I've worked for so far. They pretty much most of the times like come through email, through Facebook, through Instagram, and then just by me posting it on every single platform and being out there to for people to see it, like that's the biggest thing about like getting some personal not personal, sorry, side projects, because a lot of people like think like that if they, let's say, post one project on our station and that's it, like
Yeah.
and that's not the thing. Like you if you want to have like a lot of projects like going in every month on the site, you have to pretty much post all of the time, be like available on LinkedIn, and like post some new stuff, pretty much just uh yeah, like connect with people.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah. When doing characters, pipeline-wise, this is for game-ready characters. Is it better to do the coloring uh, in ZBrush itself, or just leave it all for Painter? So, do you do some small coloring in ZBrush before you actually go into Painter for the characters?
Yes. I work really like with colors. I want to have them on the sculpt pretty early on. Like they can change, but I want to explore it very early on. So by the time I'm in Substance, I pretty much know every single thing that I need to do. And a lot of the times I extract the color map from ZBrush and I put it inside of Substance, and then you have like a nice like layer to work on top of it. But I've never used it like fully from ZBrush and like just stick it on the model and that's it. You have to like work a bit inside of Substance, and then the magic happens.
Yep. Yep. I cannot imagine how much time you've practiced if you can do this in less than an hour. Yeah, like Marco said, it's daily work, right? Most times, most often than not, you're in ZBrush than out of ZBrush.
Yes. Yes, I think a lot of guys like a lot of people like misinterpret, like you can get this fast, but you cannot get this fast in like 1 month. Like this is just a lot of work, a lot of studying like forms, and pretty much like a lot. I say to a lot of students, what I did like early on, I would take like, I don't know, like a sphere, and let's say I have like some sort of a sculpt with like really defined forms and like pretty much everything, and I would just like delete everything and just start again, because I do not want to get attached to the sculpt. I want to learn the forms and then start learning new forms, or like reapplying those forms on a new model. And by sticking yourself on one model, you're just limiting yourself. and that's very bad for a beginner. So that's why I encourage every single guy every single person who is a beginner to just sculpt, just do it over and over and over and over again.
Yeah. How do you train your eye to see mistakes in your sculpt? And also, why did you change the mouth? I see, yeah, I noticed as well that you iterated on the mouth like a couple of times during the process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I pretty much uh to train your eye, I think is the same answer as the previous question.
Yeah.
It's just by the repetition that I did. Is right now I have so many references inside of my mind, like from previous sculpts that I did, and everything like builds up in this huge like image library inside of my head that after a while you just have this thing that when you're sculpting and you know, okay, this will not work.
Yeah.
uh but yeah, it can maybe work like if you change it, but for right now I do not get attached. As I said, I'm not attaching to the mouth, so I just quickly deleted it and worked on top of it.
Yep. Yep. That's something that we talked about previously as well. Try to iterate as much as you can. Something that
Yeah,
you think will look good, another thing might look better, but you would not know if you don't try
if you
it.
do not try it. Yep,
Yeah.
that's
Do you work on optimizing your scopes for video and games too, or is that a job for someone else?
yeah. You have to like mm, I optimize, I sculpt, I iterate it inside of Unreal. I pretty much do every single thing that it needs to get done for the character to be called done.
Yep, yep. That's the thing as well, right? When people say character artist, some people might think that it's just about the sculpting and that's it. You don't have to worry about
No,
anything else.
no, no,
I
no,
don't know that, but definitely not.
no, no.
Uh,
That's a big thing that a lot of people misinterpret, and that's the thing I think that separates a lot of people who are working and not working, because they're focusing mainly on sculpting and they're not focusing on like the technical parts.
yep, yep. Uh, are you guys available on Discord? It's okay to send your models for review. I'm gonna send over our Discord is free for anyone to join if they want. I don't know if Nikita will mind, but I'm guessing not because the Discord is completely open to anyone anyway. So if you guys want to join in here, that's absolutely fine. We do periodically, right? Some reviews from time to time to for students who are not enrolled, right? Because our we try to open up the community as much as we can to everyone. But if you want, you can join in here. There are a couple of public channels where you can ask for some help. You can show off your work, similar to the rookies Discord as well. It's just about getting a big community in, right? And yeah, feel free for anyone if they want to join in. How do you know when you're done blocking out the design of a character and start working on refinements on the design?
Mm, I do not know. Quick and easy. Yeah, I think every like designer who like does stuff like this doesn't know anything about the model, and it's he's not like I'm not sure like when I should start like finishing the blockout. I just go like with the flow and let's say, okay, I'm done. Because if I think about it a lot, that would be really time consuming, and I don't have time to like to spare. So that's why Like I'm getting these quick decisions. Like, okay, I'm going now. That's it. Like that's pretty much it. Like you just have to uh,
You have to be decisive, right?
be decisive. Yes,
That's a very good trait for an artist to have.
yes, because like every single artwork that I have on ArtStation, you can take it and I can take it and I can work for one more week on it
Yeah.
just by like finessing all those stuff, but it's just waste of time for me.
Yeah.
And yeah.
How difficult it is to do hard surface on ZBrush, and when doing it, is it better to do in Maya or Blender, or just sculpt it directly in ZBrush?
How do I approach hard surface?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So hard surface. Usually what I do is pretty much go back and forth with a modeling software, like either Blender, Maya, or whatever. Like I work in ZBrush, I block out some stuff in ZBrush, and then I put it inside of Maya, usually, like most of the times, and I model it there, I retopo it or whatever I need to do. But yeah, Maya is like a really good base that you have to have in order to work as a character artist or as an environment artist. Because if like everything ends with the model in Maya,
yeah,
and everything can start like let's say a prop, you have to start it inside of Maya, and then go back to ZBrush and then back to Maya, and that back and forth.
all roads
All
lead to
roads
Maya.
lead to Maya. Yeah.
Yeah, even when I was looking at the statistics from the rookies from this year,
Mm-hmm.
it's still on top. It's even more used than Photoshop, which I was kind of surprised because Maya can be dependent on a project, right? Sometimes you can use or maybe you don't use, but usually everyone just touches up everything in Photoshop.
Mm.
Even
Yes.
Maya is used even more than that, which is kind of surprising to me, honestly. But it is industry standard. Everything in the industry leads
Yes.
down to Maya. At some point or not, a model will be inside of Maya for various different reasons.
Yes, I completely agree.
Why don't you stream on YouTube or any other platform while working on your personal projects?
I need to. I need to. Yeah, like I have to start it at some point. I think right
Yeah,
now because I'm currently in the process of like working on my new apartment, and I have to move everything out, and I want to have some sort of like a good studio setup there.
yeah,
But yeah, that's not an excuse, I know. I will start, that's for sure. It's just a matter of time, like when I will start.
yeah. And that's one of the something that I noticed with a lot of students as well. They start to gain a lot of exposure and a lot of opportunities when they put themselves out there. Like even if you're not the best character artist in the world, right? You don't have to be. If you're there and you're present and people know you, opportunities will come to you.
That's important. Yeah, that's the most important.
Yep. We're gonna do one or two more questions. If you guys have any more last minute questions, let us know before we're not gonna wrap it up just yet, but we're getting into that zone. So if you guys have any more questions, just feel free to send them over right now. We have one for now, which is how can we learn fur for animals? How do you approach fur?
Fur is pretty much the same for like if you know how to do hair planes for humans, you can do fur as well. The thing is like with fur, it's a bit difficult for you to make it look like really dense and yet to be optimized for game. So a lot of the times, like you will have to make some sort of like a base sculpt on top of the skin, where you will bake the fur. So then on top of it, you have the fur planes, and that way it looks like way denser and like natural.
Yeah.
Because if you use like a lot of planes, like that will eat the memory.
Yep, yep. I think that answered the second question as well. How do you do the placement of the fur planes? So yeah, that's practically it. Let's see. Besides practice, what goes on in your mind when designing a character? Like, because the question is, how is he so fast and accurate? Besides practice, what goes on in your mind when designing or making a character?
What goes in my mind? I think like a lot of like I try to imagine the character inside of a movie or cinematic or in a game, like how they would like what kind of an attitude they would have, like how they would behave, and like how they would speak, how they would like carry themselves. So all those things, like they're inside of my brain right now. And like with the colors, what type of colors it would make them like stand out. And because I can, let's say the blue, I can put it like, let's say here, but it would not have any effect, right? Because the shoulders like don't mean anything. Like if you put it on the face and with the contrast with the gold, it really pops out and makes you like, okay, like here's a really awesome colorway for you to like to make it to make the eye look at.
Yeah. There was a very cool trick that you just did. So you just made a flat edge on the shoulder armor piece. How did you do that?
Flat edge. Sorry?
Yeah,
This?
you were doing like a trim dynamic or something similar to that on the shoulder piece.
I'm not sure. Like, do you mean like? Oh, you mean like this? Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
that.
Yeah. This is the way I sculpt. Like when you said like hard surface, with the edge polish. Like as you can see, like if I hold Alt, I'm going like outwards, and it's pushing the plane really, really nicely. So you can see I created that sharp corner really fast with just one brush. No secrets.
Yeah, edge polish and
Edge polish.
for stylized trim dynamic.
Oh
I
yes,
like it a lot as well.
Yes. Those are really good.
Yep.
And
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, really cool like trick. Like Sculptris Pro really helps out with this kind of stuff. And like I can just smooth it, and now with them standard, I can push out the edge again, and then flat out.
Yep. How do you do constructive self-feedback on your art when you don't have someone else to offer feedback for your art? Well, the thing is, most people think that they should be their harshest critic themselves, but feedback is everywhere out there. If you cannot find someone to give feedback to your work, especially let's say I'm talking from my standpoint, we'll always be there to help you out. There are a lot of communities, let's say the rookies. We're not talking just about M3DS, but we're talking about the rookies as well. If you post your art anywhere, it is inevitable that feedback will come to you. If you want it, if you don't, sometimes it's constructive, sometimes it's not. You have to kind of filter out what is actually constructive criticism and what is just hate, and not hate, but some people just don't really like to see other people do well, which is kind of sad, but it is the reality. But self feedback is something that you have to have, right? You have to give feedback to yourself, but you don't have the answers. There is not a point where you can say, okay, I need to improve this, and then you improve it. You have to have someone to help you out and to give you a nice direction for it.
Yes. I think a lot of people are afraid of an honest feedback, and I think feedback made me the artist that I am today. Like I was literally like going on LinkedIn or on ArtStation and just like trying to get like my idols or like people that I know that are really good, just like being like super upfront, like, hey, I really like your work, and it would mean the world to me, like if you would see this and like say the feedback, but be honest. Like, do not be like, okay, nice, like that's
Yeah,
not helping me. I
yeah,
want help. That's it. And yeah, like feedback is super, super important. So don't be afraid of feedbacks, because feedback is only making you good. Like I know that at that point, like usually what happens is like you're pissed because like you spend this time like working on it and like making it perfect, and somebody just says like it's not good. And trust me, that will happen inside of like a studio or like working for freelance. Like it can happen. Like you think like you're doing a good job, but it's just like the client wants different view on that, and he's just asking for something different that you have in mind. And if you're attached to it,
yeah.
that will not work.
Yeah, I know we have a bunch of students in the chat as well that we kind of already tell them this. Everything that we say is nothing personal, right? Every single piece of feedback that we say towards you is specifically towards your work. It's nothing to do with who you are as an artist and what you do. It's specifically for the work that you are doing. And it's the only way to become better as an artist, but not just as an artist, but also as an employable person, right? Because at the end of the day, when it comes to when you're like Marko said, when you start working in a studio, more often than not, you're not gonna have the final word on what happens. It's gonna be someone else who's gonna be saying, okay, it's gonna be giving you feedback, unless you're absolutely at the top of the chain, like an art director or something. But as far as I can tell, most of the people in this chat are in that and are in that category where you will have to answer to someone and they will give you feedback. What age did you become interested in 3D sculpting?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got interested in. I've been drawing like since I know about myself, but with sculpting I started in 2018 to
Yeah.
late 2018.
So that's 8 years by now. That's that's so long. When 2018 seems like, I don't know, 4 years ago or something, but it's been 8.
Yep.
How do we know when to use Sculpt Pro and when to stop? I mean, Marko will give his own answer to this as well, but I just want to say you have two phases when you do the characters, right? You have one phase where you kind of can do whatever you want with the topology, and that's like, I call that the Dynamesh phase, right? You can Dynamesh anything, you can sculpturize anything, and you don't really care about the topology. You only care about the volume and the forms. When it comes to starting to do the low poly, you can, a lot of people think that when you finish up the high poly, it is what it's, that's it, and you cannot change it anymore. There's a completely different phase. Once you finish up the high poly, you can make the low poly, and then you can still make a lot of tweaks on the high poly itself. But a very cool workflow that not cool, but it's a standard workflow that a lot of people do and use is once you have your something that I like to teach a lot of students to do is to use divisions as much as you can in ZBrush. Once you have your low poly, bring it back into ZBrush, add your divisions, reproject your details, and you will still have the ability to not use Sculptris Pro, but because it will mess up your topology, but you will have the option to change up the high poly. So don't think that you have to stop at one point with high poly, move on to the low poly, and never come back to it. You will still have the option to change it up. That's my answer to it. If you want to add on into any Marko, feel free.
Yeah, with Sculptris is pretty much I usually only work with Sculptris at the beginning when I have to push out like some forms, or let's say, but there's a problem with Sculptris, like working too much with Sculptris, where like as you can see, like here, this thing happened because I worked with Sculptris and then I dynameshed it high, and now I will have to clean it, like which is like really not a big deal, but you know, like why spend this time on it? So yeah, like right now, let's say if I don't know, I would like this part like here to have some sort of spikes. Like I will not push it like this. I will push it with Sculptris turned on, and that way I can have like new topology and it will not stretch. And then I can dynamesh this, and then I have the new topology right here. So I use Sculptris later on, but mostly I use it in the beginning.
Yep. When will the recording be available? I think Nikita will have to answer on that, but everyone that's in this chat will be able to see the recording, and you guys will get a form and everything too. I think it's sent over the form, but we can send it over again at the end. Yeah, I think we're kind of wrapping it up, an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, the design is it came out amazing. I think it really resembles the ancient god theme, and the colors you guys picked out.
Wait, I'm gonna do like, yeah, this is a really cool thing, like to do, like to interact with you guys and just to make something like this. When you pick it, it's so cool. Like for me, it's like really challenging, and I like challenges.
Yep.
So
yeah, I mean, we can get out like a semi-final image from ZBrush while Marko is at it. I'm just curious, like how many of you guys are learning ZBrush right now? Is there anyone in here who like who hasn't even opened up ZBrush but is interested in like learning it, and just how do you guys like ZBrush? For those of you, both of you who already know ZBrush, and those of you who are pretty new to it. Thank you, much love, sharing your arts. Yep. Interested but never tried it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, ZBrush is the industry standard, so if you guys want to get into character sculpting, you would have to learn it and implement it in your work.
Wait, I have to do only one thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's see. Ooh, a couple of questions popped up at the same time. Let me scroll up a little bit. Been learning ZBrush for a couple of years now. I love it so much. Yeah, I mean, it is one of those softwares where you can, once you get into it, you never will get out.
Yeah, I've been addicted.
Curious about how do you save your files? Do you save a ZTool or do you save a project?
I save it ZTool, because if I save Z project, like I don't know how much external hard drives I would need.
With all the history and everything.
Yeah, right now I have like 4 external hard drives with Z tools only. So I would say like 8 external, like double that.
Yeah,
So,
you know,
but yeah,
the Bank of America gold vault is when we will steal Marco's hard drives and just
yeah.
release it to the world.
But yeah, like sometimes I do save, but it depends. Like if I'm working and I will have to have the same material and the same camera and pretty much every single thing that I need to load in on the Z tools. And just for like time management, I will just save a Z project, but it happens really rarely.
Yeah.
Really rare.
Yep. Yep. Uh, let's see. I've only started sculpting for a few weeks, currently knee deep in anatomy tutorials. If you're just starting out sculpting at this moment, I wouldn't really recommend the first thing that you learn is anatomy. Try to get really comfortable with the software with the software first.
Yes.
That's the most important thing. Don't care about anything looking good, because it will not. It doesn't matter how hard you work and try. It will look bad in the beginning. Just try to get comfortable with the software. Know your way around it, know your shortcuts, know how to save stuff, know how to Dynamesh. I think our first class of ZBrush is when we learn Dynamesh, which is the first tool that you should learn when starting out with creatures and characters. You only need a couple of tools, like Marko said at the beginning, right? You use clay buildup. What were the main ones?
Clay buildup, dem standard, move standard, and that's pretty much it. Like you don't need. I see a lot of people like trying like you can try it, yes, but you really just need like 5 to 6 brushes and you're set to go.
Yeah, I agree. Like you can use play buildup, dem standard, and maybe move, and a couple of other brushes. You're good to go for a long time until you start to get more comfortable and start exploring. Because I don't know if somebody hasn't clicked B in ZBrush, it's can you just quickly click B on the seed? Yeah, look at this. Like it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming.
This is too much.
Yeah,
we don't need this.
Definitely, and you will see that you will think that people are wizards. This happens to in ZBrush and in Maya as well, like the BTD, BCB, and all of those things. If when you're starting out, it might look like someone is a wizard and like they can just magically pop out brushes from anywhere, but it's just muscle memory at some point. You don't even think about it. It just happens. It just happens naturally.
I agree.
This is a nice question. If you don't save the file, how do you show your time lapse?
I do it like, let's say every single time lapse that I have on Instagram is literally if I do it like tonight, and I do it and I do the video tonight as well. Like I do not save it. I just do the video and then like save it as Z2.
For example, like on this whole mesh, right? You can do a time lapse right here because it has all of the history in it.
Yes, if I'm correct, like I think somewhere I extract it, and usually what happens with extract, it loses it, like the history. But yeah, I think I can get a nice time lapse out of this for sure. And I will.
Yeah, awesome. I have a couple more things just to like showcase to you guys. Marko, are you done with your design? You wanna?
Oh yeah. Like
awesome.
That's pretty much it. Like
yeah, we'll get a nice render out of this and everything, and it's looking good. So thank you guys for your input on everything with the polls and the colors. Before we wrap up, I wanted to give you guys a little sneak peek of, let's just open this one up. Yeah, can we, yeah, I think is the share screen all good? It should be.
Yep. Yeah, it works.
Awesome. Yeah. So if you guys want to learn character arts, we have a couple of things that you can do here at M3DS. We have our mentorship with Marko. So Marko can mentor you through sessions and help you bring your work to a new level. I'm gonna send over links to both of these resources if you guys want to see. We always offer a free call to anyone who is interested. You can either schedule a call through here with our admissions office if you wanna take a look at Marko's mentorship, or if you guys wanna learn a little bit more into ZBrush. Usually, how we separate things is when you work with Marko, you need to have a little bit of experience just to know your way around and get things going. It doesn't mean that you have to be the best in the world, right?
Of course.
You have to have some base of knowledge to really push it to the new level. And this is a little sneak peek that I want to show you guys, an exclusive sneak peek of the newest character course that we're doing at M3DS Academy. This is going to be our character art specialization. So if you guys want to learn game-ready characters especially for integration in Unreal with MetaHumans, the whole industry standard pipeline, feel free to let us know. We're always open for a call. So at any point, if you guys are interested, I have a couple of links here sent over in the chat. And yeah, I think that's about it for this stream.